I heard my name is Chika Ike-Ojukwu. I'm a Nigerian. I'm the founder of Everything Chiglo, a writing, speaking, and coaching brand that helps persons around the globe to be more and do more.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi Ejukwu, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started into this episode.
I'm actually an author of three amazing books: Dream to a Reality, The Winning Success, and The Money Magnet Content Writer. I'm also a public speaker, LinkedIn optimization, and content marketing coach. And I do all these things for three major reasons: impact, influence, and income. So that is me in plain language.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that is beautiful. That is a lot there. Of course, we're going to be unpacking it one thing at a time. Before we started to record just now, I was just telling you that here we pay a lot of attention to people that are in business, content creation, entrepreneurship, and of course, storytelling. That is very important for us. Talking of storytelling, Chika, tell me a bit about yourself. Help us to know you.
Okay. I was born in Warri Delta State here in Nigeria. Wow. Little wonder I left Warri Delta State at least when I was 5, beginning to currently reside. So I had my primary school education, my secondary school education here in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. I attended an all-girls secondary school. So when persons tell you that when if your child or as a girl child attends an all-girls school, she'll be timid, that's a lie. It has to do with the personality, it has to do with what the parents have taught her from the home. So it has to just do with the person and the personality of your child. So I'm confident, as you can see right now. I attended my university education in Kwara State, Ilorin, that's Landmark University, where I studied chemical engineering. It's really a beautiful course, chemical engineering, because all my expectations as someone that is in Nigeria is to work in the oil and gas sector or any manufacturing company. But you know what they say, when you come out of school, that is when you know you actually met the real life. But before then, I actually launched my first book while leaving secondary school. That was The Winning Success in 2015. I launched that book. So my creative ability started as at when I was 12 years old. That's when I knew I had the passion to write. I would scribble with words, write different essays for my classmates with the same topic and give it to them for us to submit as our assignment. It was just something I loved doing and the rest of it. So my mom once told me, okay, you're always writing, you're always scribbling with it. Why not turn it into a book? And lo and behold, my first book came out in 2015. While still leaving the university, I launched my second book, Dream to a Reality, that actually has made lots of sales and has kept impacting the lives of people. And while still job hunting, I put it job hunting because I still have the dream to work at a multinational, in an oil and gas multinational here in Nigeria and abroad, as the case may be. I also launched my third book, the Money Magnet Content, because I've seen over time that many persons have the writing abilities, but they've never made money writing. So I expressed how many 10 different common ways that they can make money writing. And
You did chemical engineering. One might be wondering when you finish that you should get a job immediately. But you finished now. I don't want to see how many opportunities were there for you after your graduation.
okay, after my graduation, normally we are supposed to serve Nigeria for 1 year, which is another time to just kind of, I won't say while away your time, is another opportunity for you to actually get into the digital world and know that a country like Nigeria really has no plans for its youth. So you have to make plans for yourself. So after my 1 year and service for Nigeria. I've applied to different companies and multinational, had different opportunities to get to the interview stage. Some I declined because of some things happening at home and the rest of them. But here we are, still applying and still attending writing aptitude.
That is the kind of future that Nigeria is giving to her children. Because for you choosing to study chemical engineering, there is a reason behind it, right?
Yes.
See, this is what we are talking about. When you finish your education, you should have gotten a job. By the way, that is another story now. We don't want to go there. Did you ever stay in another state?
Okay, I was born and I grew up in Delta State. So every Christmas holiday, we go back home. You know, instant going back home after every Christmas. So that's it for me.
Okay, so tell me something about Anambra State. You'll be there now, so you go there during Christmas. You eat all the rice and stew, and what else do you eat there? Help us to understand a bit of that. We are doing storytelling.
Okay, no problem. Okay, when I go back home for the Christmas, at that time there's a lot of palm fruits, which we call apple in in the east. A lot of palm fruit, so we always make offer that's stew, which is one thing that is known by the Easterners, and enough of offensala and the rest of them. So Anambra State is known for producing red oil and have been opportune to see where they make red oil because my our family has an hectare that grows palm fruits and the rest of them. So basically, I just go back home and see hardworking youths that are trying to make ends meet.
Your brothers and your sisters, no?
Yes.
All right, Chika. Now, let's come back to what you do today, which is writing. You see, you did say something very important that there are a lot of people who write, but they never make money writing. That is very important. That is a key word there that I picked. Now, tell me about how to make money from writing. Let's just cut it from there. Yeah.
Okay. There are several ways to make money from writing. First, as I said in the money magnet content writer, is you have a story, you have something to sell. So put this in a book and sell. You can now we live in a digital world. You don't really need to have hard copy books like this before you can sell because this is a whole lot of marketing on its own. But you can write an ebook, 30 pages, 10 pages, 15 pages, 50 pages, and sell it online. And you can just put it on one online store and it continues to generate money for you. For example, Amazon KDP, that is the new trend to make money writing. Another way to make money writing is content marketing. You can you can ask brands for opportunities to write for their brands, to sell their products and services using content strategies for their brands. That is another way to write and make money. Another way is social media management, where you have to write for someone's private page or a business page and get paid doing that content scheduling, content strategy, and the rest of it. You also have the opportunity, if you're not very good at writing, but you should have a good knowledge of the topic you're about to and proofread. So you can go into proofreading, editing, that would also make you money. Brand influencing, that has to do with writing for brands and getting maybe just on your page and getting paid for influencing their brand on your page. And different other ways, even as simple as it is, you could help you could also use the medium of posting on your page. Yeah, that's brand influencing, obviously. Posting on your page for brands, even ghost writing. You help persons write their books. And behind the scene, you get your money and nobody mentions your name. It's also a very good avenue to write to make money writing. So there are so many other ways, anyways.
I see. But you, how do you make your money writing? I'm looking at little chicas all around now. They are looking at you. They want to do what you do. So help me with that.
Okay, how I make money writing out of everything I've said thus far. I write hardcover books. I write ebooks. Like my third book is an ebook, just a 30-page, straight to the point book. And I'm selling it on Seller. That's one way I make money. Second way I make money, I help to edit and proofread. That is per page. Like I charge you per page, depending on the number of pages you have, or for your article, or for whatever you bring to me, I charge you for it. Another way I make money writing is content marketing. It's content marketing. I help brands create content that help them sell, that help them generate revenue. And I'm also into brand influencing. So I get content, I write content for brands and post it on my social media page, like my LinkedIn account, because if you have a good followership, all these brands tend to want to use that advantage. So building my followership, my influence, and from influence comes income. So brand influencing, I get money through that also. And CV writing and the likes of it, managing individual social media pages and even company social media pages. That's how I make money writing.
All right. You see, that is very interesting. At least to the people that are listening to us, they can see now that there are a lot of opportunity out there. It's not just one. I think you did make mention up to like 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken, even up to 5 different ways that you can make money from just writing. Which means you can say, maybe I'm not good at this, but at least you must be good in this part, if not this part, but what of the other part? You see, it means that there are a lot of opportunity out there for you to make money in writing. So I really thank you for highlighting that.
Thank
But
you.
how do you get started? There are some people who do not know where to start from.
Okay. The first thing before you can even make money online, that's why I said impact, influence, and income. Without impact first and influence, you can't make income online. Okay, how to start? First of all, find out what you're good in, know your strengths, know your passion, know what you like doing. That if someone wakes you up today, you will be able to do it. There's some person, content writing is not their thing. There's some person selling, marketing. Just tell them to sell this pen, they can do it beautifully. Someone like that will do well in affiliate marketing. They don't have the product, but they know how to market other people's product to make money. So find what you love doing, know your niche, and stay there. Know your niche, exploit, give value. I tell my students that I coach that value first, sell second. When you share value with your community, for example, your WhatsApp status is very, very valuable. Very, very valuable. Some persons just use it for fun. For me, I use it to share value, free value. So when I ask you to pay for my coaching class or something, you won't doubt my ability to deliver because over time you've seen me consistently dishing out value free of charge in my niche. So many times I just share value on why so many entrepreneurs are not making sales because they post many pictures on their WhatsApp status and things like that. So if I have a webinar or I have a paid class for entrepreneurs, they would surely want to join because they've seen value over time. So many persons, especially young persons, they just don't want to go through the process. They just want the result, which doesn't work like that. I know how long it took me to build the know, like, and trust factor. Many persons will not just throw their money at you because you are selling something. They have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. That's why many persons are losing credibility online, except especially all these vendors that sell hair, bags, and the rest of them. You get to see what I ordered versus what I got. And those things like tarnish their brand image and the rest of it. So it takes time. Success is never overnight. It is over time. So know what you like and start pushing out value. Someone will come to you with a need when they see you can offer solution to whatever they want you to offer solution to. Once they see that you have what they need, they will throw their money at you to actually get it. I've seen persons come to meet me. I've been since when I began my coaching, persons like even persons in my WhatsApp status, they were not complying. With time, I never knew many persons were just watching to see if I was doing it for that particular period of time for the money and the rest of it. As time went on, I went to the second edition. Some other persons joined without even me having to advertise so much. So people are watching you on the online space, checking your consistency. So when you have your passion is intact, push out value and stay on it consistently. And with time, you will build a community that knows you, likes you, and trusts you. And from that followership, you get potential clients and buyers. So that
All
is it.
right. Consistency is everything, you know. I like that. Okay, Chika, when did you realize that this was the right thing for you to do? Because you are a graduate, you did a very interesting course, no? You studied a very interesting discipline in school, chemical engineering. It is not what many people did, no? So you left that and you are doing something completely different from that. There must be something that convinced you about that. Help me, pass me through that process.
Okay, thank you so much. I think this part, I'm going to do a lot of preaching in this part.
We are all here for you.
Before, as I said, I got a passion for writing at age 12. At that age, I knew I was going to go into engineering, but I didn't even know what part of engineering I was going to go into. At one point, I said mechanical. At a point, after going checking through online and the rest of it, I said, no, I'm not doing chemical again. I'm going for petroleum. After much thought again, I said, okay, I'm going for chemical. And the rest of it, I knew that I was good at sciences. I didn't want medicine because I blood and the rest of them. I didn't want science, medicine. So I said engineering would do well for me because I like physics and the rest of them. So I went for it. And at when I was in the university, my 100 level, I got from God. I went to ask my manufacturer, what have you called me to do on the earth? What am I called for? Beyond what I'm studying right now, beyond even the passion of writing, beyond everything I see that is going well for me right now, what have you called me to do? And there, I busted into tears after God showed me everything He wants me to do. So with time, He started showing me precept by precept. This is what I want you to do. I want you to have an academy. I want you to coach people. I want you to teach. Let me just summarize it. I'm called into the teaching ministry. I'm called into the teaching ministry. So you see, the way I'm talking like this, I can talk like this for like 3 hours straight. Just pouring out my knowledge, talking to people, teaching people what I've learned, what I've taken out time to learn over time, and the rest of it. So I knew, and one thing that was specific, God told me, He said, you would feed from your passion. It was specific. Like I was going to eat from my passion. So, in as much as even if I get a job tomorrow with a multinational, that doesn't change the fact that I'm going to stop writing or I'm going to stop coaching. No, that was like that was so specific to the fact that now as the job is not there, I feel fulfilled, like still working in God's plan and in God's purpose. So that's just the conviction, because if I haven't listened to him when I said no, I've not gotten a job, no, I cannot be frustrated staying at home and the rest of it. But I'm staying at home and I'm still doing what I can do, still helping people and the rest of it. So my conviction comes from this is what God has told me. This is what God has said. So sometimes when maybe things are going not going well concerning this whole thing, and I want to get tempted to like get frustrated, to ask God, God, why am I not getting a job at this point in time? I remember you would eat from your passion. So that makes me go back to re-strategize, look for better ways to come out bigger and better. So that's my conviction.
That is great. That
Thank
is that is really important. So you have a kind of inner motivation for doing what you do.
Yes, I do.
All right. Now that you got the message, I don't know how it came to you, whether it was a dream or it was a vision. I don't know how you read it somewhere. It was this Abrahamic voice coming from heaven. I don't know. That is not even important. Now that you have gotten the message, what did you do? Because you need to get the knowledge now to be able to do it. Just coming straight from engineering, I think you are going to have to do some training to be able to create good content. So tell me about that, your training.
From age 12, when I got the passion, I knew that it was not just about the passion and just about to scribble words and the rest of them. And we know that English is not the same every day. Things are changing, words are changing, grammar and the rest of it. So, in as much as I don't read, but I make sure to read because reading helps broaden your imagination. It helps you think outside the box and the rest of them. And I know that I have also invested in training, like invested in trainings. I'm not talking about free trainings because trainings always just give you the headway. They don't give you the information, the transformation. Sorry, free trainings will just give you headway. That's information. They don't give you the transformation you need. So I've attended paid courses online, even free courses. I've attended free courses, paid courses. I keep investing in myself here and there. Even before I became a coach, I had to go and learn the business of coaching. Before I became something great on LinkedIn, I went for a LinkedIn optimization class. Before I knew anything about content marketing, I went for content marketing trainings. Even till tomorrow, I'm still investing in myself. I'm still paying for and getting to know new things. Even right now, Amazon KDP is the next big thing. And it doesn't have to be if you're a very good writer. You can be a very good writer and not make sales on Amazon KDP. So that is the next point of I'm gathering my money. That's the word. I'm gathering my money to go and invest in that aspect of it. So training is very, very, very important. It cannot be overemphasized. You have to train, you have to read, you have to learn. Go online, use your data usefully. That's what. Just use your data, go online, search. There are information flying everywhere. And sometimes if those information cannot be coordinated based on what you read on Google, go and meet somebody that you've seen the track record and learn from the person. Walk your way into that person's mentorship or pay your way through into that person's mentorship. That, that's that for me.
Yeah, the information actually is there online, but like you said, you need the transformation, somebody that will take your hand and walk you through to be
True.
able to understand what you are doing. Because if it is just only the information without the right strategy, I want to repeat that one again. Without the right strategy, it's going to be difficult to pull through. All right. Do you have a strategy for writing, for getting your client, for separating yourself from the bubble out there? Because a lot of people actually are in the bubble.
Okay. My writing strategy is actually writing as I talk and be as expressive as possible. That's one of my writing strategies. And use of catchy headlines, first of all. Use of catchy headlines. Whenever I'm writing something, no matter the post, I just make sure at least the first headline, the first thing you see, want to make you read more, especially on LinkedIn. Yes, especially on LinkedIn. I've noticed that headlines what have a lot to do with your content in general. So there are some times when the headline isn't so catchy. Someone like, okay, I'll come back to this post, and they may never come back to it. So when you use a catchy headline, it draws them. And I use storytelling a lot. I use storytelling a lot. I remember yesterday when I made a post about how I was robbed and my phones were taken away from me, and I was to have a coaching class. Students had paid already for that coaching class, and it was supposed to start that day, but my phones and everything was stolen. I was frustrated. I didn't know what to do. My reputation was at stake and the rest of them. So with that, you get people that have similar issues like that talk to you in the comment section. When you have that kind of content, people are more expressive in the comment section. There's they empathize with you and the rest of, and your stories have to be relatable. I've read a story that from someone and it wasn't relatable. Like, I didn't even know what to put in the comment section. I think at the end of the day I just said nice share. Your story has to be relatable. What is happening in our everyday life? What is happening in our everyday life? Because the truth is that people like gist, people like stories. People just want to know that, oh, I know this thing about her. She said this, she said that. They just want something that they can relate to. And there are so many persons that have used stories and they've just gotten into their corner. And with just stories from me too, so many persons have come into my corner too, just having to relate to what I have to say. Just like being vulnerable, but being vulnerable with discretion. That's just it for me. So my content strategy is storytelling and
All right. I hope we should be able to come back to storytelling again because, like I said before at the beginning, in this podcast, in our project, we do pay a lot of attention to storytelling because it is powerful.
very
But yes, there is something important here that we need to talk about. It's your coaching. Tell us something about your coaching.
okay. I coach students on LinkedIn optimization and content marketing. So LinkedIn is a very broad space, like it's a very broad space. I could remember when I joined LinkedIn in January 2019, and I came to LinkedIn for the sole purpose of I want to get a place for my internship. Because I've heard once you come to LinkedIn, you get a job. So I came with that mindset. Once I come on LinkedIn, I'm going to get a place for my internship and the rest of it. So the story is that I didn't get any internship from LinkedIn, and I know the reasons why I didn't get any internship from LinkedIn as at then. I just come online, write one or two things, and next 2 months, I won't be on LinkedIn again. I'll come back again, struggle to just write out something, and I just get two reactions, less than 10 views, and I'm good to go. So as at January 2019 to September 2021, I had just 2K plus followers. I think 2,100 and something followers on LinkedIn. I didn't even understand like the followership and the rest of them, but I found it valuable. But after that period, I was scrolling through my feeds on LinkedIn as usual, and I saw a coaching class by my now coach for a free class on LinkedIn optimization. I joined the free class. So after the free class, I noticed she was saying something about the master class. And I knew for her to have dished out value in the free class, that means the master class was going to be loaded. So I didn't have the money. So just 5,000 naira as at that time. I didn't have the money to pay for the course as at that time. So I just made up my mind the next edition I would join. So the next edition came, that was edition 14. Her next edition, edition 15 came, and the same was the story. But at that time, it was in my heart. I've always been a personal development person. It was in my heart, so God had to put it in my hand. And I got the money, and immediately I got the money, I paid for that class. And that was the beginning of my beautiful story on LinkedIn. In less than 3 weeks, I got into 3,000 plus followers. In less than 2 months, I became 5,000 followers. People started getting to see me. I became visible on LinkedIn. People, like, I could get actual reactions from people, engagements on my posts. Then I knew I was now doing something nice. I joined the content writing challenge with her, And wow, I was like, so this is what I was missing. Even if I went on YouTube or Google would have told me how to do this, how to position my profile, how to be strategic. And from that time, from September till today, God has helped me with 24 plus followers. And not just the followership, I built a community from them. I've built a community of buyers from them. I've built people that I say, please click on this link and register. They will do it. So that's just my LinkedIn story. And with that, I believe that the success of men are in the persons they build. So in 2020, January 2022, actually, that is when I started coaching. So I started with my just a free LinkedIn optimization coach. And I saw a lot of persons were interested. Oh, at a point I had to limit the number. A lot of persons were interested. I knew persons were like, they didn't know what they were doing on LinkedIn. That was just the word. They didn't know what they were doing on LinkedIn. They just had an account, no direction, and the rest of it. So after the free class, I went to meet my coach and I told her, see what's happening. I want to venture into the paid class so that people take this seriously and actually I can mentor them to get results instead of it just being plain. So she was like, very good. That she liked the idea and the rest of it that I should kickstart. So I started my first edition class. So just 2,000 naira at that time. Persons joined. To my greatest surprise, I thought once I put money there, people will not join. People joined. They paid the money. We had the class. My students started getting results, started getting followership, started getting gigs, and the rest of them. So I was amazed. We did the second edition, the third edition, fourth, fifth. Now we're in the sixth edition of the LinkedIn Premier Content Marketing class. Another thing I teach in that class is content marketing, how you how you use content to sell yourself, sell your product without sounding as if you are actually selling. So that's how my coaching has been. I also coach students on content writing, like how to make your content writing skill profitable for you. You can't be skillful and still be broke. It doesn't work.
All right. Do you want to tell us the basis of content marketing and how does it work? Again, we are talking to people who we are trying to help so that they can also get something started for themselves. Because there is a lot for everybody in this online business. Help me with the basis of content marketing.
Okay. Content marketing generally, as I earlier said, is for you not to sound selling, like you aren't selling, but you are selling. For example, when you come on the online space, it's not about you, it's about your followers. But in as much as you're focusing on your followers, you're still showing yourself. You're still telling them this is what I do with content. There are many entrepreneurs that they feel on their WhatsApp status, put 20 pictures of a particular bag, shoe, wig with different colors. That actually doesn't really convert because, as I usually say, someone that has a lot of data, someone that has a lot of data will be limited to check that 20 posts at a stretch. So someone that has a lot of data will just check 6 to 7 of those posts at a stretch. And sometimes they don't put any benefits of getting whatever that thing is. I just see a bag. So what am I supposed to do with the red color or the blue color and the rest of it? So use content to talk to my emotions. Sometimes when you read something, you don't need it, but you just click on the pay button because of how the person has made you feel important using content. So I tell entrepreneurs, start putting a picture. Tell us the features. Tell us what we are missing at if we don't get this bag, if we don't get this shoe. Why should we buy from you? I have 10 vendors selling the same thing on my WhatsApp. Why should I buy from you? Those are the things you need to incorporate in selling, using content to sell, making it about your audience, not about you. In as much as you want to use video, once in a while, show us something. Show us show us a video of sales you are making, that orders are coming and orders are going, that you are pushing out. All those things help us know that what you're doing is actually working. Those are just different strategies people use under content marketing. But content marketing generally is selling yourself as a person, your brand, and your product and services without sounding like you are actually selling. For example, I use content marketing to sell my LinkedIn optimization and content marketing coach. I make you feel that you are missing out something from not being in that class. And sometimes I just go through with another story. Today I celebrated my coach, and I have to remind people that YouTube and Google will not give you the information you. I use a story to say those things. Not give, and I got leads. I got people click on the link, come to my DM. So that's how content marketing works. If I just keep showing pictures there, nothing would actually convert.
On storytelling, uh, when are you supposed to know which story to use that will catch the attention of the people? Because now um, there are a lot of things online. The online is actually a very big bubble, no? And there are a lot of people that are just jumping from one feed to the other. And how do you make sure that they stop on your own instead of just they just flip and flip and flip? You make sure that when they get to your own, to your story or your face or your graphic, whatever, they stop there. How do you do that with a story? What kind of story do that?
Catchy headlines do the trick most of the times, and relatable stories. The truth is that, for example, on maybe on any social media page, the first caption alone gives gives the your audience what your post is going to be talking about. Or if it doesn't give it direct, it just tells you stop and listen. Like I was influencing yesterday for a brand, and with what I was giving, I knew the strategy I usually use to get my audience. So many persons don't use catchy headlines and it still works for them. So just know what works for you and your audience and use it. So I used a catchy headline like, you want to chill with the big boys in tech, but you don't want to know how. That alone will tell you I have actually said something about how you can actually make money because children, and we're in Nigeria, we jump on trends and things like that. For example, there was a time I said, wake up, don't sleep, collect your money. It's a song title. I don't know if you've heard it before, like it's Daniel, like the Buga whole thing. So I use that heading, like wake up, don't sleep, collect your money. So immediately somebody reads that, that person is like, because anybody hears money, they will rush to read like what is in this post that have give me money. So after they finish reading it, after they were done reading it, so many persons like the headline caught me. I was not even actually saying anything that had to do with collecting any money actually, but I wanted to take them through a phase of why they're not getting gigs and jobs on LinkedIn. That was what I wanted to tell them. But I had to wake them up and make them not to sleep because there's a lot of money actually on LinkedIn and the rest of them. So they have to wake up to it. So that's what just works for me generally. Catchy headlines and stories that are relatable, stories that happens every day that if I read it, I know this thing can happen, this thing can really occur. Yes, it's not fiction. It's not something I saw in the movie. Something that can happen. Something that is currently happening in Nigeria. Yes, and the rest of it. Because most of my audience base is they are Nigerians. They are Nigerians. So to reach them and meet their needs, because it's not just about me. That page is no longer about me. It's about my followers. To the point that I can't even go on a break without telling them, please, so I'm going for like a 4 weeks break or 4 days break. I won't be online for that 4 days because many persons are actually living on my content or living on someone's content. So that's it.
All right. And you are very good doing this, Chika. You are very good on it. Do you sometimes see maybe some of your students who are not able to uh, do this social media, this marketing thing the way you do it sometime, so that you try to understand maybe what might be behind why they're not able to write catchy story that can make somebody stop to scroll. I'm trying to understand what are the reasons why some people are not able to do it.
Okay, okay. I have one of my students. Before she makes any post on LinkedIn, she actually sends it to me first to review and to check. And there was one of the I told her to make use of the content strategy. I taught her the content strategy and everything that needs to be known. But one thing is that everybody is unique, and what works for my audience might not work for your audience. So you have to check what works for them, check your data analytics, and put in what works for your audience and the rest of it. So she was trying her normal content marketing strategy. So I told her, okay, I'm noticing that your page views and the rest of them, they are not really as much as I want them to be your coach. So let's try this method. And she tried it, and it was wow. And was happy. We, like, she hadn't crossed more than 5,000 page views. So it was like, it was even me that noticed it and had to call because I check on my students, react on their posts very well, and the rest of them. Even I can call them and tell them this is what you're not doing right, you're not building your brand in the right way, and the rest of them. Because in my optimization and everything, I talk about branding and so many other things. A lot of things, content creation, content marketing, branding, and the LinkedIn optimization, they're all in one. So, and she tried the other strategy and it worked for her. So the thing is that you try different strategies and see what works. There are times that there's no headline coming to mind. There's no headline coming to mind. I just put out anything. I just write it plainly, start with the story from the beginning, no headline and all. And sometimes it converts, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes just the rest of it. So I just try different things at a different point in time. And I just back at that. My post catching headline best. So different things work for different people because they are talking to different sets of people.
Try to understand if you have tools or if you have ways that make it easy for you to do this, to be able to become a professional coach, a good coach who's able to deliver on the people. How do you do that?
Okay. Um, what I've learned thus far in coaching, because from coaching comes mentorship and the rest of it. So I use my platform. I use WhatsApp platform, and most of the times I engage with Google Meets to actually explain some points vividly and to explain some points very well to my students and the rest of it, so that they get it. Because actually, most times when I'm teaching, I say it to the, like, I make it raw. I make it raw. I don't just use big grammar and leave it there. I make it raw so that you get it, you see it, and you understand it. And another thing is implementation. Implementation, because if you don't get results from coaching without implementing, you can have students. I think I've had like 3 students, they paid quite all right, but after the whole class, I'm supposed to check their profiles to see if they've implemented, their summaries to check it, and the rest of them. Some of them did not implement. I reached out to them, why haven't you implemented? They're giving one excuse or the other. So with time, you let them be, because they paid you their money. You're not supposed to be choking them and the rest of it. But many persons, they implement and they get their results. I still have students till tomorrow still call me and ask me questions, still call me and tell me what should I do, still call me, because every day LinkedIn is changing, every day strategies are coming up. So any new strategy I have learned within the space of when I taught them to a certain period of time that they ask me questions. I actually share with them because they've actually paid their way to my mentorship. So I tell them the new secrets is what you're supposed to do. Now there's a button for people to communicate with you. Come straight to your DM on LinkedIn. It wasn't there before. Now add it to your profile and the rest of them. So that's just really my strategy to make sure they understand and I have they come back for questions and reviews and anything they need me to assist them with. I'm willing to assist them with it. And I also
All right.
provide free certification.
Do you want to talk about one of your book? Because before you were saying that you could actually make money writing, and this is what you discuss in one of your book, correct? Tell us about that book.
Okay, the content, the money magnet content writer, that's the name of that book. I just explained 10 ways persons can make money, 10 common ways actually, but there are also different ways. There is more than 10 that people can make money writing, but I explained 10 common ways that is easy for persons to make money writing. And I also talked about how to get more gigs, how to get more gigs if you've gotten a gig, or how to get more, how to retain your customers and the rest of them. So that was just the simple, straightforward book. And then Dream to Reality, which I thought I was going to be talking about today. I like how making your dreams a reality. Like this book is a whole lot for me. Sometimes when I'm down, almost like people feel all these persons online, you're never down. That's a lie. So when I feel down, I feel somehow I just go back to my book actually and I read it and I just remember where I'm coming from. Just remember that it's only a phase, that it will surely become a reality in time, and I should just do my part. So that's just it basically. And the winning success, my first book is generally just talking to students. To I'm always telling people to wake up, like the youth in my generation, the Gen Zs, we need to wake up. In as much as I feel we are waking up, but we need to wake up. Many persons are still very lazy out there. They are still wishing and not trying. They don't want to work. They don't want to work. They don't want to just live their dreams. They have high expectations. They want to go to Dubai tomorrow, but they don't want to work. They don't want to do anything. So
You were saying something relating to the Gen Z, the new generation, the kids, that they don't want to do anything. I wanted to speak more to that. It is very important.
okay, the Gen Z generation is actually my generation. It's actually my generation. Yes, we have many persons that I've heard many persons speak, and when I hear them speak, I just see a whole lot of this is where I want to be, but I'm not ready to put in the work. And it doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. Except even if your father is Dangote or your father is something, you just have to actually do something to actually get there. I know of persons that we left school together, maybe even served together, that aren't doing anything. They're just still waiting for one job, still collecting money from their parents. Which I, even if you want to collect money from your parents, you will still do it with dignity. But some persons still collect recharge card money from their parents, and it's painful with everything that is going on online and with everything that you can do. You can step out of the house, virtual assistant jobs, and the rest of and the rest of other things you can actually do. So they're not ready to like be diligent, they're not disciplined, like a whole lot is going on with my Gen Z generation. The place of respect for elders that have gone ahead of us is no longer there. A lot of things are just kind of going wrong. And you can meet a Gen Z that has made it today, no longer regards or his elders or our elders. So there's a lot really in my Gen Z generation.
And if you were to, because you are a coach, if you were to maybe prefer kind of a solution to them, kind of a recommendation of what they might do, to change the behavior, to look at the opportunity around there and tap into it. Because what we are talking about now by digital economy, digital entrepreneurship, coming online and making use of the opportunity available there. It's not as if they are not really tapping into it already. Only that they are already consumer of the information. They are not producing the information, therefore they cannot leverage it. They are only coming to consume it. Ah, okay, that is a trend. Hey, let's watch, let's watch, let's watch. But they are helping somebody to make money. The thing that we are talking about is that come online and make money for yourself.
As a coach, I usually tell my students there is something unique about you, and there is something you have inside of you. But the fact that I'm a LinkedIn and content marketing coach doesn't mean others are not LinkedIn coaches. But we do what we do differently, and we have audience, different audiences. So the fact I'm a content writer doesn't mean another person isn't a content writer. We just have a set of persons that we are talking to. So everybody has something you can offer the world. Somebody can offer me something. One of my students is a KDP um, coach. Yes, a KDP coach. As I said, I'm gathering my money because I know she has a lot of value inside of her. It may not just be from her I'm going to learn, but everybody has something unique in them to offer the world. No matter who you are, no matter what if you think 1 million persons are into what you have the passion for, you still have what it takes to give your own unique ability. We have millions of persons on TikTok doing the same dancing challenge, doing the same everything, but they have different span of audience. They have different audiences watching them and listening to them. So you can wake up tomorrow and say, okay, I'm no longer going to consume information. I have learned one or two things. Let me go online and actually give. This is why I said value first, sell second. For example, I see somebody's status eh, year in, year out. Only thing I see on your status is memes, just meme. And that meme that you are creating, if you love memes to the point that it makes you laugh or you can create jokes, why not go into the comedy business? Start creating skits. Start creating skits in your bedroom. Start creating skits in your house. With time, people get to know you. With time, people start calling you for shows or MC jobs. The thing is that many people don't know you now. That is why they've never spoken to you. That's why they've never said anything about you. But when you give yourself the opportunity to like be known, that's why it's KLT. People know you first. Then they like you. Then they start getting likes and comments and the rest of. They don't trust you to give you their money. But if you are not showing up, if you don't know you, there is no way in the world you will like and trust you. Especially when you now bring the part of money into it.
What are the opportunities that are available for Nigerian people to tap into the power of internet? Of course, putting in a context the situation that we have in the country, the light. But of course, if people can come online to use Facebook to consume information, they can as well use the same data to create information. So
True.
now, people want to connect with you online. They want to do business with you. How can they reach you? I want you to use these few seconds to promote yourself.
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn as Chika Ike-Ojukwu. You can just simply search for me on Google. Type my name, Chika Ike-Ojukwu, and you'll find me on Google. Then from Google, once you come into my LinkedIn page, there's a link on my LinkedIn profile that can take you straight into my DM to purchase any of my services or even have a one-on-one talk with me about, because I also talk about idea generation. You have it in you, but you don't know how to put it out there and even how to monetize the skill you have within you. So I have like 15 minutes to talk you through your idea, and the rest of it. So that is how you can reach me. Yes, as simple as that. Go to Google. From Google, LinkedIn, on my LinkedIn page, you can get to my WhatsApp. You can even give me a call. Yes, because my phone number is also on my LinkedIn page. Thank you.
All right, expect some calls. All right. Okay. So, what will be your final statement here? Because we have talked about different things now. Of course, you have been very motivating in your speech. Show people your story, where you are coming from, why you do what you do, where you got your message, and also the possibility that it's available there for people that are just listening to you now. So, to conclude it, what would be your final message?
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate. My final message is that you have something inside of you that the world is dying to get. And the fact you are not selling anything means, I'll say it purely, the fact you're not selling anything means you're wicked. Because there is something inside of you that only you can give the world. And we are waiting for it. The Bible says we are the expectation of the manifestation of the sons of God. So we are expecting you to manifest whatever God has given you, whatever intellect, whatever talent, whatever dream. Just make sure you bring it to reality.
Thank you so much, Chika. I appreciate the time. I really appreciate the time and also the sharing. Thank you.
Thank
If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ejukwu. Thank you so much for listening and talk to you in the next episode.